and welcome to the only chimpanzee transport vehicle in the United States.
Hi, I'm Rodney Newberry. I'm the Facilities Manager at Project Chimps, and I've been working here for 5 years.
Hi, I'm Steve Mango. I'm a volunteer here at Project Chimps, mainly in facilities. Been working here since January 2019.
Joe Dufresne. I've been a volunteer about 5 years.
My name is Gail Dufresne, and I have been a volunteer at Project Chimps since I was trained in 2017. Since then, I have worked in the kitchen. I have done 3 years in chimp care, which was my love until my health gave up on me. And then I fell in love with this trailer because it is the first time so many people get to see the chimpanzees. So these people that have never seen the chimps, this is their exposure. This is what they get to see.
I do a little bit of everything involving the facilities and the grounds, so anything from repairing a water line to weed eating to, if the chimps or humans break it, myself and my team are in charge of fixing it.
Well, the good news is it's not a cookie cutter job. I do just about anything that the place needs to be maintained, from plumbing to electrical to carpentry, yard work, running errands with the chimp truck.
So I've been lucky enough to do several trips using this trailer. I think the most satisfying is when we've actually gone to New Iberia and picked up the chimps to bring here.
And there are still dozens of them waiting in Louisiana for us to get the funds to build facilities to house them.
I am the lead driver with the truck and transport trailer, which means I'm involved in training all of our new drivers and then also leading any of our big trips, whether it's helping other sanctuaries or going to Louisiana to pick up chimps for here.
Well, I had the fortunate pleasure to participate in a transport about 2.5 years ago when we brought the 5 mature females here to keep a bunch of unruly males in order. And it was quite the trip. I mean, transporting chimps is a humbling, serious opportunity because of the precious cargo and because of, the journey. We don't want to stress the chimps out too much. They're going through enough stress, with the transition and environments and all that. So driving the truck and doing it very nicely and smoothly and steadily and keeping the chimps happy is what we need to do.
So the process starts by several months out. Deanna and Allie work with the lab down in Louisiana and figure out which chimps we will be getting. Once we have that scheduled, there's just a laundry list of paperwork that they have to go through. And then on our end, as far as planning for the trip, we look at factors such as weather, time of day, who exactly is going to help with the trip. And then the day of the transport, we show up at 5 a.m. and kind of just park the trailer, open the back, and then the New Iberia team takes over as far as getting the cages out of the transport trailer and putting the chimps in.
And once all the paperwork is signed off and we're all ready to go, we close everything up and hit the road around 7 in the morning. And it's about a maybe 14-hour trip. So on the way back, we don't stop much at all. We just stop for gas, and the caregivers have to, look at the chimps, a couple of times along the way. But we do have a baby monitor and radio, so we can actually monitor the chimps during the ride, right from the truck. There's 2 caregivers, 2 drivers, and we take turns, and we get here about 9 o'clock at night after a long journey, and it is a tiring trip.
With this truck and trailer, we try to stop at truck stops because they're just a little easier to pull in and out of. Over the years, we've kind of developed some favorite spots that have our favorite foods. And then we also take advantage of rest stops. And then it's really neat because, as you can see, like each individual chimp will have their own window to see out. And that also provides the general public, when we stop, the ability to actually kind of see in and see the chimps. And so it raises awareness, as well as honestly enriches in the chimps during their journey. So. One of the neat things we've been able to do with our truck and trailer is help out in the wildlife way station. The second place we helped out was a chimpanzee place just outside of St. Louis, Missouri, in relocating chimps from those locations to 2 of our sister accredited sanctuaries.
Well, when we stop at a gas station or a rest stop, of course, the chimps are awake by then and looking out the windows, so people are very curious. They come and peer at them, they ask us questions, we're very accommodating, we tell them a little bit about Project Chimps. But as far as the ride itself, you know, not only do we monitor for sights and sounds, the temperature in the transport trailer is very important. There's a certain maximum limit that we're allowed to transport in, so that led us to actually do a transport in the overnight hours one time during the hot summer months. So the chimps' safety and comfort is paramount. That's number one, you know, in our focus.
Honestly, it is impressive how the chimps are similar to kids, whereas when you get them, they're all riled up and, you know, pretty, I guess the best term is agitated whenever we first get them in there. You know, they're going from what they consider their home to a foreign place, and so they're pretty anxious. But then once we get going, and I don't know if it's the hum of the air conditioner or just the highway noise, they just kind of all settle down and go to sleep. Yeah, it's just really impressive how they all, without fail, over the 6 that I've done, they all, once we get going, kind of chill out and go to sleep.
Well, it's always fun to stop in gas stations because obviously everyone can see that we have chimpanzees, although they will come up and say, "Do you mean you really have monkeys in there?" And if we're on the trip over, we'll just say no, and if we're on the way back, we'll say yes, we do. And they're, by the way, not monkeys, but they're chimpanzees. And we arrange these carriers so that each one is by a window. And so if someone wants to look in, there's a very good chance that there's someone on the inside, a chimpanzee, looking back out. And so it's a mutual discovery.
The chimps are a little bit nervous when they first get here, settling into a new environment, but then they adapt pretty nicely, and they get socialized together, and by the time they're let out for the first time, they are one happy group of chimps.
And we have over 90 of them right now in extreme comfort, the best food they have ever eaten, the most exercise they get. I understand they just had a happy watermelon day, and they cut up watermelon, put it out in the habitat, and the chimps just go at it. It is beautiful. It was built in 2016, state of the art, sponsored by the Humane Society of the United States. It's exciting because there are posters on the wall here, and they all come down when we transport the chimps, and we put up pictures that children have drawn. This is a picture I have to be very careful that children don't have their attention drawn to it because it's cruel. And it's, thank God, we have all moved away from this type of lab testing. It is about, this was for space, and I understand it was some type of an oxygen, how much oxygen a chimp could live on. And here he is all strapped down, about in the most unnatural pose this incredible animal could have been put into. And we thank him for his sacrifice, or her. And then you look at our pictures of our 3 chimps here on the wall, Almasi and Jacob and Crystal, in their natural habitat right here in North Georgia. It's spectacular. I love to tell those kind of stories, and I love watching the children. I love it. This is where I want to be. I can't do chimp care anymore, so I'm going to do this.
I really felt like I was doing something important, that although we had staff members with us, I was the lucky volunteer that got to drive. And you just feel like you're part of a bigger thing, that this is a good thing we're all doing here with the sanctuary, and I like to feel like I'm being an integral part of it.
Well, I feel kind of honored and humbled to be able to participate in the transport and in the chimps, livelihood. Like I said, it is pretty serious business. These are special creatures, and we aim to take real good care of them.
Working at Project Chimps, we're located in my favorite place in the world, and it gives me an opportunity to be a part of an amazing team, but also give back to a really neat cause. And then helping with these transports, it makes me feel really proud of our organization, and it also helps me to know that, we're doing a really good job, because we're not just thinking small picture about ourselves, but we're also trying to help the chimpanzees as a whole, and just the different places that are also, similar minded in that same mission. And so, yeah, it just makes me feel really good. I have been extremely fortunate to work with some amazing volunteers and team members in order to do these different transports. And yeah, I'm just really proud of all the different work and stuff we've done with that.